Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically we are discussing one of the topic that is India account. In India account, basically we are discussing one of the topic that is SBI account, Amazon account, and after 2 days, basically the big earthquake is going to happen in India. So that is the topic basically which we are discussing. In this, basically I connected to one topic. Basically, one person basically asked the question basically, "Arey bhai, how the politics are running basically?" Then one of the person told that politics, to bhai, the all people basically who are basically running the politics, they are basically from outside India. Then basically another question: how the police department basically is running of the Hindustan? Then one of the person told that that is also basically from who, the controlling group basically is outside India basically. So the answer basically was very dangerous thing. Basically. Then one of the person told that how basically then India is running here basically. If they basically go to their place basically, return to back to their place, then who is basically running the India? Who is running the politics basically? Who is running the police department? Then one of the Uttar Pradesh person basically told that basically Ram Bharose chal raha hai. This was the answer. But he basically given one answer basically. This group basically never leaves India. 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 Few people basically leaves India after finishing their task. So that was basically very dangerous thing basically. मतलब राम भरोसे चल रहा है हिंदुस्तान, not Hindustan basically politics and police department, because UP people basically know everything basically about the India basically. But they are basically very selfish. That basically I know, because I was basically when I was in Mumbai basically. So entire HR department basically was handled by Uttar Pradesh people, but they were controlled by Maharashtrian group. Basically. That basically I know. So they know that basically they know everything, but they are selfish. So they told that basically, "Bhai, Ram Bharose chal raha hai." So that was shocking answer. Then one of the person told that if police, the public basically if they face any problem, Ram Bharose, Ram pe bharosa karo. Literally basically that was the answer from one of the UP person. And he basically he told that basically this is correct. This is the fact about India. By chance assume that basically the country from where basically they are coming, there basically emergency basically came. There basically something happened basically and political people and police department basically was not able to come to India basically. They basically don't they basically has not came to. That time basically what is going to happen? That time who is going to control whom basically? Because they can't control from outside India basically. Otherwise basically the lots of secret of India basically will get out from world basically, because international group basically don't know anything that how the India is getting control. That is the Indian group basically who know this. Same way each country basically have their secrets basically. So we can't disclose that each and every secrets. But this is fact basically. One of the UP person told that. And if you want to do the inquiry basically, you can do the inquiry. Any of the police department or basically any of the group basically watch this video, or any of the political person basically will watch this video, he will basically can do the inquiry basically. And he will at last basically will say that basically, yes, yeah, basically that Sunil Arnar basically uploaded on video basically. That was 100% correct. And he told that basically Ram Bharose chal raha, that is also correct. But here the situation is if Assume that country basically where from they are coming, they basically connected to some emergencies and they're not able to came with it. Then what is going to happen? Assume that basically there earthquake happened, some tsunami happened. Due to that basically, assume that basically the Dubai situation basically same thing basically happened in that country. Then what is going to happen? That day basically India is going to suffer what? Basically? That is question basically. So one person told that this type of situation basically never has arrived. By chance basically if this type of situation basically arrived, then basically what you are going to do with it? In this basically we have in previous video basically we told that basically American president basically works on the base of Indian group. European president basically works on the base of Indian group. And currently the war is ongoing in Russia. And Russia basically is the purely businessman. If he see profit, then only basically he do the task basically which he is supposed to do. And this is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. So one person basically asked the question because business means faida basically. Wherever basically gets faida, there basically. Then one of the person told the entire Chinese group basically are also basically handled by Indian group basically. Then what are these things basically? So that is also different thing. Now basically here one situation basically arrives. Why basically I told this everything? That is the topic basically which I am going to discuss. So before this topic basically this explanation basically was must. So the topic is currently basically the war is ongoing, right? Between Russia and Ukraine basically. Iran, Iraq and basically wherever basically the countries basically. Few basically people say that Bahrain also basically started the war. So most of the UAE country basically in UAE basically each and every country basically started the war. Now here the question arises is Ukraine also basically gives power supply to India. Russia also give power supply to India. Iran also give power supply to India. Iraq also basically give the power supply to India. Bahrain also give the power supply to India. That is one thing basically. Power supply means the power basically. You are basically seeing the lights, computers getting on, generators getting on, UPS getting on, street lights getting on. Lots of things basically power supply basically do. In this basically the country is not basically involved in this war basically. They basically ignores the data of the war country. That is one thing basically, right? Because they know that basically if their data basically is going to come to India, then basically the another big disease will connect to India. Because that is fact basically. So they mostly basically stops the services. So one person told that basically the war basically which is ongoing basically that is related to what here basically still basically we are not able to understand. One person told that this war is connecting up to that 1 lakh year age group basically. Because somebody is verifying that basically the current power supply basically which the world has created basically that is connecting to that 1 lakh year age people age group basically. Or basically is it like that basically the power supply group basically who that are the current generation basically they have created the power supply. They want to reach up to that person basically. That is a 1 lakh year age group. Basically. So do you think basically by doing this everything basically you can reach to that group basically that is the 1 lakh year age people basically. That is not possible, yeah, basically. Because their energy basically are coming from satellite group basically. Their energy basically are coming from satellites group. To track their energy basically it is not possible. Because there is no blood cells basically which is created inside that body basically. They are actually giving the energy basically. We are not giving the energy to them basically. They have already given the energy basically to that lava department. Basically. That is the lava group basically. That is the 100 crore child basically which is going to come with. So that is the linked list basically. That 1 lakh energy basically has connected to that lava department, lava group basically that time only basically. When the child process basically started. So when you are the lava department basically are doing the child generation basically. This how many people basically knows. Mostly in Earth planet basically, only 1% basically people might be knowing. Not 1% also. 0 point something percent. So if anybody is going to try that data basically, that is the 1 lakh year people who basically are connected with this lava energy basically, lava data basically, where the child process is happening. Because they know that basically the planet basically is generating the data of this 100 crore child. And they have generated the data and sent it to Earth planet basically of few set of generation. That is the 1,000 year people basically divided by the total number of generation. So up to that generation data basically they have sent it to Earth planet. So that data basically is the source of the data basically. Who is going whose source of the data basically on the base of that data basically the child basically which is going to get birth sorry got birth basically that group basically are going to get the data from that energy basically. And that is the ideas basically which keeps on processing inside the body of child. So that's very dangerous. Why? Because you are trying from this war basically, you are trying to connect to that person, that group basically. That is the 1 lakh year each people basically. That is not possible. By chance basically somebody dragged this basically. Then do you know what is going to happen? Basically? The things basically which you have never saw basically, that type of thing will happen. Do you know what is that basically? Mountain is moving from left to right. Mountain basically are moving in the sky. Mountains basically are going downside the Earth planet. Mountains basically are suddenly basically lots of mountain basically got fall down. Lots of house basically came into picture. House basically got down basically under the mountain. Ice water basically that is the ice data basically that is the Switzerland basically entire ice basically got melt. That type of thing basically things basically is going to happen. So that is very dangerous thing. That is very dangerous because one person told that basically we are securing our world basically. For that basically we have to go to up to the level. One person told that if you are anybody is trying to kill you basically, then rule says that basically rule is telling that basically you can finish the whole world with. You can finish the whole world because rules is telling that you are basically getting killed by one of the group basically. So if they are trying to kill you basically, then you can't basically sit idle basically. You can sit idle basically. That you think basically. You will sit 1 day, 2 day basically. You will sit when basically they will try to literally basically will kill you basically. Then what you are going to do? Basically? Then basically you have to start the stuff basically that is war against that person or basically against that group. So here who would be that group basically? That is 1 lakh year age group basically will be starting war against you. But that is not possible to track the data. Here one more thing basically I will discuss. The war data basically never comes into the so India will never take the war data, right? That is one thing. But here the one thing basically is when Russia and Europe basically will start war fully basically or basically they will completely stop the war with because this type of situation also will come with that time basically the things basically they are trying to check basically when they basically will be connecting the Russia energy, Ukraine energy, Iran energy. That time basically the big countries basically that are there basically the population are more than 100 crore, not 100 crore, 200, 300 crore. Those population basically are more than 100 crore basically. They basically their country basically in their country basically the war will start basically. This will start automatically. You can't able to track that basically from where the war has started, and that would be, do you know basically what, that 1 lakh age group basically has passed some energy basically which has connected to war basically. And this will happen automatically. Mark my words, this will happen automatically basically, mark my words. So that would be India country, and another country is Japan, and another country is in China basically. So because India is also taking the data from Russia, India is also taking data from Ukraine, India is also basically taking data from Iran, because you are taking data na basically. If you have stopped, that is different thing basically. But you have taken the data basically. That means this situation basically also going to. Lots of people says that basically your brain basically is going to should be very powerful basically. That you are not going to fight, you are not going to fight. But that will not happen. Why? Because when 1 lakh year age group will pass energy to your body na basically, that time basically nobody in this world basically can stop that energy to generate, because you have never experienced the energy of 1 lakh age people basically directly passing energy to you. That means that group basically knows that army like group is there, doctor like group is there. That means they are, how basically they are knowing that that is also a question basically. That means they periodically basically their group visits Earth planet creation areas that are the energies. So one person told that basically we can track the unexpected energies. Then one of the person told that that basically we should track basically. But you have the data basically. That which data is unexpected basically. Unexpected means what is? Expected and unexpected means what? You have the certain level of AI data which is going to tell that basically this is expected data and this is unexpected data. That is AI tool. The biggest AI project is this only. And if you are decoding this project basically, then it will connect to many projects. Basically. But here the main project is what is expected data and what is basically unexpected data. That you know basically know. Then how you are going to connect with that unexpected data basically. Because nothing basically happens automatically. Mark my words. Each and everything basically are conditions basically. And when basically the one last day of the world basically, the all condition will match. That time basically nobody in this world basically can stop ending of the world. That is last day of world. That basically is the thing. So one of the person told that if that 1 lakh age people basically are staying in the earth planet, so do you think basically world will end? That is also question. One person told that basically whenever basically the world is going to end, basically that time basically their land area basically gets separated. And this basically we have taken lots of video of this basically. Their land basically gets separates, then basically they are safe. Rest of world is ended. So one person told that where might be that area basically. So in this basically there are two three places basically that are, one is jungles, second is mountains. So jungle basically situation, you know basically that what is happening currently. That is fire basically. That means basically something basically is firing across the whole world basically. Somebody is not doing this basically. That is happening automatically. And second place is mountain basically. And mountain basically you can't do anything to mountain. Lots of people say that basically we will that, we have lots of technology, we have basically done this, we have done drilled basically in the mountain, this, that, basically, can everything basically. But you basically, uh, this is exactly basically like sea water. You have never reached into certain place basically where basically the entire, that means entire sea has not covered basically. Some group basically telling that basically we have covered the entire sea basically. But entire sea has you have not covered. It's a huge way. Same way basically it's mountain also. That is also huge way. And lots of people basically say that basically mountain basically is very dangerous. Once people basically go to that area, he basically never comes back. That means the climate basically of mountain basically current generation group basically can't take that energy because the energy is passing by that 1 lakh age group and they have created the conditions that you can't reach to us, and that is basically real fact. Lots of people says that this might be basically somebody Sunil basically what he is telling here we are not able to understand. Then one of the person told that what you are basically doing here basically, which kind of video basically you are uploading this. But this is a fact. This is a fact. So one of the person told that when basically the land will get divided basically that time basically the world last day basically will be that, but that basically you can't connect with the land basically. You can't connect with the land basically. That is not possible. So when basically last day basically of the world will happen basically, that time basically there is no need of company, there is no need of job, there is no need of war, there is no need of money income, there is no need of businessmen, there is no need of currency department, there is no need of government, there is no need of temple, there is no need of company. Nothing basically is required. Why? Because that day is the last day of it. And they have separated the land basically. That is the 1 lakh year age group basically. They have separated the world basically is the condition of world end. So as the world has separated, sorry, the land of the little bit part has separated, the energy basically will automatically gets disconnects. So that disconnect was the condition of the world end. That means somebody has told basically there is some invisible power basically who is connecting to the world basically. On the base of that, the world is ongoing, and that is the real fact. So one of the person told that we have covered the our jungles basically. There basically most of basically jungle we have covered. Now basically it's a mountain. Basically. Mountain also basically we had drilled lots of mountain. Basically. So one of the person told that somebody is trying to basically find a what. Somebody is trying to save the world, or basically he is basically doing what. That is also question because this is connecting to very depth level. Just a, so one of the person told that that is very dangerous. One person told that that's very dangerous. So when on last day of world basically will come basically that time basically nothing basically is required in this world. Company is not required, currency department is not required, government is not required, red batti car is not required, doctors are not required, nothing basically is required. High courts are not required, Supreme Court is not required, government is not required, Government sectors are not required. Companies are not required. Private limited companies are not required. CMM level 5 companies are not required. Six Sigma companies are not required because world is going to end. As the separate land will happen basically, that day basically world will end. So one of the person told that if some anybody is basically trying to kill you basically, rules basically what say basically, police basically what say. Police say that basically you can defend your basically self. Basically. If anybody is trying to kill you basically, you can defend yourself basically. You can finish the whole world also basically. So currently what is happening? Currently what is happening? One of the person basically asked the question. What one last day basically when the land will get separate basically. That time basically not a single power will work. Mark my words basically. If you want to write anywhere basically, you can write it down. Not a single power will work in this world because satellite had separated that age group basically, and that will happen basically because this has happened many times. But to track basically that is impossible. That is not possible. That is not possible to track that group. Because in this world there are more than 1 lakh year each people basically staying with. Then one of the person told that basically how you tracked this basically. Just then one of the person told that how basically you track this here because the device also basically checks that thing only basically which is dumped inside that basically that are the conditions. AI is equal to conditions or expected and unexpected data that are also basically conditions. So everything basically is running on the base of conditions. On last day, all condition will match. Land will get separate and world will end. And that will happen basically, mark my word. That time basically you will fight or you will not fight basically. India basically will India will say that basically हम सुनील को नौकरी नहीं देंगे. You do whatever basically you want to do. But this will happen. In that basically, who will be responsible? If that day basically will China will say that basically we will fight with India basically, that day basically it will be too late basically. That day basically the other than Indian group basically will say that basically हम तो बच गए भाई because that day basically it will be the whole world basically. It will be not only the one single country basically. Lots of people say that the highly populated country basically will end first, but that's not like that. If something big with disaster will happen, that is going to affect the whole world with. Why basically I will tell you. Assume that basically one country basically got some problem. Assume that basically that is some South Africa country. So the problem which that country has faced with it, that problem basically the whole world is going to face one day. It will be little bit late basically, but that problem basically whole world is going to face one day. So instead of killing the problem, basically you have to solve the problem because it might possible that that problem basically might be connected to that 1 lakh year age group separation disease. And on that day, basically, world is going to end. That time, basically. China will say that basically, भाई हम तो लड़ाई करने वाले ये करने वाले that day basically it will be two basically later. So here what was the topic basically? Here the what was the topic? One of the person बोलते हैं हमको तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आया basically what is actually the topic. We are not able to get what actually you want to say. One person told that basically each and every human needs basically you are having a basically ऐसा human need basically for example cotton, steel, this inhaler, this mobile, this water bottle, this water, everything is connected with that 1 lakh age groups stories basically. So one person told that Sunil basically you previously basically asked one thing basically. Have you got the answer basically of that? That is grapes energy basically generated from which group story basically. 1 lakh age group basically what actually they have connected to idea basically that grapes energy process basically started. Then basically it connected to 70,000 year age group basically. That time basically the world not world over basically the grapes energy basically connected to that 70,000 year age group. So 1 lakh year age group basically done the process. They started connected to the idea, and that process basically when happened 70,000 year age group. So grapes came from what 70,000 year age group. So here basically the number basically just taken as an example, but real number basically is not this basically, but the concept basically is like this one. So one person basically told that you are connected up to what level basically? That is 1,000 year age groups generation only basically. Up to that only basically you are connected. You are not connected with that 1 lakh age group basically, because that group are connected directly with the satellites. But you are connected with the nuclear power plant and energy company and the nuclear company. That is the power company, energy company, and nuclear power. You are basically getting data from where that planet basically who has generated the 1,000 year age group story, and they have basically dumped it. So my assume that basically is how basically my data is going to reach. I basically done the marriage. I got a child that is the one boy and one girl. Their generation basically started. They basically got some birth. Their generation like this basically more than 11 generation basically done. So up to that level data basically they have passed from that planet. And that data basically is one energy basically which is created as a cities. So one person told that city basically is giving which generation data. That means one of the person told that up to what level generation data Earth planet has prepared. So one of the person told that Earth planet generation basically has created, sorry, Earth planet group basically has created up to this level generation data. So one person told that we are not getting it here basically what actually you want to say. So my basically child happened. One boy and one girl. He connected to one marriage. He also connected to one boy and one girl. So that boy and girl basically which has connected from my boy and he connected to one marriage. From that marriage, basically one boy and girl basically connected. So up to that level, basically the energy has created. Up to that level, basically the generation data basically has prepared in this world basically. So up to two level generation basically data has prepared basically in this world. But that basically need the process basically. That comes that starts from my body only because it's a chaining system. Basically. So my generation data my myself body basically generates the data. Then basically my son basically is going to happen. That process basically is going so chain basically connected. That process basically happened. So everything is connected with. So somebody is telling that basically we have prepared up to 2 years, two generation data. So one of the person told that currently the wars has happened. So that means if war basically somebody has started, that means he might be knowing something basically, or basically he might have came into some trouble basically due to that basically he started the war because nobody starts the war blindly. Basically. Something basically he might have saw basically due to that only basically he started the war because he might be knowing that basically something basically problem will happen. So he started the war basically. But what actually he saw that basically we don't. He basically one person basically why basically will start the war. So the rules basically of Earth planet basically what is it? If somebody is trying to kill you, you can finish the whole world basically. That is the rule basically. So he basically something saw that basically something some group basically is trying to kill him basically. So he started the war basically. So basically if anybody is trying to kill you basically, you are going to see like that basically. But kill me, kill me, kill me. Damage my head, damage my head, damage my head. So you will die basically like that. Or basically you will fight something basically. You will give at least basically some fight with because you can't reach up to the level basically, but you will at least basically fight with something basically. Because you can't fight with the nuclear group. Basically. That is not possible. Basically. If you want to fight, then basically you have to create yourself as a blood group owner basically. That you can't do it basically. Then only basically you can fight with the nuclear power group. That group only basically, for example, A positive blood group is there. So that have one owner basically. Under his group basically, 1 crore people are there basically. So that 1 crore is the energy of that 1 crore, that A positive blood group. So one person told that. So basically you are not getting job basically, right? That means somebody is trying to kill you. Basically. One person from the satellite basically watched this video and immediately basically he told that somebody is trying to kill you. That means without money basically, nothing basically happens in this world. So companies are trying to kill you basically. One person told that also from satellite. Companies are trying to kill you basically. And in that basically they will harm your family member also basically. If they have basically trying up to that level basically, they can damage your family member also. Because Company say that basically we can't go down. You have to go down with. That means कंपनी झुकेगा नहीं, तुमको झुकना पड़ेगा, because it's a huge company basically. They will not go down with. You have to go down with. That is called as a company's abhiman. When company was created, that time only basically somebody has written that. Company is the biggest abhiman basically of this world, basically. And nobody basically can break that abhiman. So that is basically different thing. But here basically we have taken lots of things in this video. So that's why basically one of the person told that Earth planet is the most safest planet. Earth planet is the most safest planet. Earth planet is the most safest planet. That is basically told by one of the person. And he might be correct also. Because the thing basically you can't get in the other planets. You are getting in Earth planet basically. So Earth planet is the most safest planet. So Earth planet is the safest planet. One of the person told that if anybody is trying to kill you, basically you are going to see like that. Basically. You can't see like that. Basically. You will react basically. For that basically, they also know basically that you are going to react. So according to that, basically they do the planning. Basically. That is basically called as a management group. Basically. That is the management group. That is the management group. So in next video, basically we are going to see a little bit more about this most dangerous topic, that is the currently basically the war is happening. In that war, basically the Russian group data, basically that is the power data, is not taken in the India basically. But one day basically India also have to jump into the war. For that basically the peace group will basically we will say that basically who is telling that basically that war will happen. They basically will start harassing the family. They will do this damage, they will do that damage, they will do this damage, they will damage the head, they will damage the stomach, they will damage the eye. That is peace group basically. One person told that basically that is the peace group basically. मतलब वो peace group है. One person told that that is the mafia group basically. This kind of activity the mafia group basically do. So one person told that the peace group is are the mafia group basically. Peace group are the mafia groups. That also one of the satellite group basically told that basically. Because they watched from satellite and they tracked that basically some peace group is firing you Sunil basically. So that is also different thing basically. That also basically topic we are going to discuss on when basically we are going to discuss one job portal with one job basically which Sunil are basically trying basically, but he is not getting due to certain groups who are creating problem to Sunil. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this all entire topics.